Hello and welcome to the Maple Grove City Report. I'm Dave Kaiser from Northwest Community Television, joined by Heidi Nelson, Maple Grove City Administrator. Welcome once again.
Thank you.
We have a meeting to talk about from the middle of June. It was about under an hour, just about 54 minutes long. A couple items to touch on that were a little more discussed, and then we have a lot of things happening in the city of Maple Grove, also Maple Grove Days coming up, so we'll give you a quick preview in a minute. Let's get to the agenda. On the 18th of June, there were a couple consent items that were pulled, just for a little other note on these, and the one was a longtime employee is retiring.
Yep.
30 years on the day, is that correct? This is pretty good.
Yeah, Karen Dolgen, our finance department, who has been a finance clerk with us for 30 years. So her last day with the city will be July 18th, and that was the day she started 30 years ago.
Fantastic.
So yeah, rounding out the career in true style. So yeah, thank you to Karen for her service, her dedicated service for that many years, and we'll be celebrating her here in the month of July.
Very
so,
good. Congratulations.
Yes.
Other item that was pulled was a little notification about election coming up. It is that time once again, and some of the people behind elections. So give us a little update on the election this year and the people that were noted.
Yeah, so we are appointing the absentee ballot board and then precinct election judges for both the primary, which is August 14th, and then the general on November 6th. A couple changes to our absentee voting process this year. Just with the increased flexibility around absentee voting and the time frames, we've really seen a lot of increase in the folks coming to do absentee voting. So we're changing the locations of that to make it a little bit more, works a little bit better for larger groups of people. We'll be doing absentee voting upstairs in the government center on the second floor in the admin area, and then for the general election we'll be doing that in the lower level of the government center in the EOC. So kind of moving things around to kind of address the volume that we've been experiencing. We're still looking for election judges. We have a training coming up. I think our first training again is about the middle of July.
Yep, looks like Tuesday, July 17th.
Yep, so if you're interested in participating this year as an election judge, we'd love to hear from you, and information's available on our website about that.
Excellent. So congratulations and thank you to all those that do help out. It is a big task each time there is an election season. Now it's a special business, a few of the things that were touched on, and this was the cutest point of the whole meeting. We had someone in attendance who put together a poster. Tell us about the poster and the young lady behind it.
Yeah, so this is a really neat program for our fire department. Every year they participate in the Minnesota statewide contest as well for a fire prevention poster contest. And so Renee O from Maple Grove participated in this and was recognized as Maple Grove's winner, but then also took third place in the Minnesota statewide contest. So Renee and her family were there last evening to be recognized. She's quite a little artist. She did a wonderful job. The detail on her poster was quite remarkable. It's available on our website as part of the council agenda. That image was there, but very nice recognition. Her poster appeared in the State Fire Chiefs magazine, and then she received a couple of $25 gift cards for her effort there. So nice recognition for Renee and her family.
And I think I heard a little bit about a fire truck ride to school or something like that.
Correct.
So that will be pretty neat. She'll be the star of the school forever.
Yes.
And the message from the fire department was every second counts 2 ways out. So again, her poster was perfect about reminding people how important that is.
Yep.
So congratulations to Renee. Next was buses. Let's talk a little buses here, and on the outside of buses, you're doing a little dressing up of those.
We are,
What is the process?
Freshening up kind of the look of our Maple Grove Transit buses. So as you may recall, we recently kind of transitioned our dial-a-ride program to what's now called the My Ride program, implemented an online app where folks can go on and reserve a ride on that bus, and that's kind of that more door-to-door type service. Trying to increase the flexibility and the availability of that service to be more almost kind of like an Uber type application. So that's available out there. And those buses, if you see them on the street, you'll start seeing that new branding on those buses. So this item was to address the bigger buses, the more commuter buses that are going downtown every day. So little by little here over the next 6 months, we'll be updating the graphics on all those buses. We have some new buses coming to the fleet as we, we transition out the old buses, every so many years here. And so bringing new buses in too, and they'll get the new branding on them. So you'll start to see that roll out here. And I think probably edging towards the early 2019, we'll have that project all finished. So.
And you think it would be an easy process, but as they were talking, there are a lot of nooks and crannies
Yes.
and little places where the bus bends
Yeah.
that you have to put a graphic over, so it
Right.
takes a lot of discussion
Yeah.
and figuring to get that done.
Yeah, and there was some areas in the design where it ended up being, there was some venting in those areas, and so we had to shift some of the, the design elements to make sure we were attending to all those pieces that can make it, drive the cost up and make it
Right.
more difficult to get those branding pieces applied. So I think we landed in a good place,
Very
and
good.
they're kind of be freshened up for the future.
Be watching for them. You'll love
Yep.
the new look. Let's talk about athletic fields. One
Yep.
of the biggest points of the meetings was this discussion about athletic fields. This is the Fernbrook Fields. Give us a little background. This has been talked about for a while and how it has got to this point.
Yeah, so this is the project just north of the high school stadium, kind of across Fernbrook from the high school. The city acquired over the past probably 8-10 years a couple of parcels of land up there and has envisioned this soccer complex, soccer, football, lacrosse complex being constructed at that location. Today we're kind of calling it the Fernbrook Fields. I don't know if that's the name that will stick with it
Right.
forever. We're going to have that discussion here pretty quick, but we're getting underway with some of the grading and site preparation work that needs to be completed there. So we're going to be moving some soil north across 99th for the construction of the Hy-Vee store there. That was part of that development agreement, that they would take some soil from this site, and then we'll be doing some mass grading of that to prepare for its construction. So the council authorized, kind of provided its support to, yes, let's continue to move forward with this project. All in today, it's about a $10.4 million project. We have several partners on this. We received a Hennepin County Youth Sports Grant for this project. We have 3 athletic associations, Maplebrook Soccer, Maple Grove Football, and the Lacrosse Association.
Wonderful.
Maple Grove Lacrosse that are involved, and we kind of do that 80-20 split on the capital front of that. And then in addition to that, the school district is involved. We're going to be doing, making some road improvements about how traffic moves in and around Fernbrook Elementary, the high school stadium, and then this facility. So the school district's at the table as well. So
Very good.
number of, lots of agreements to work out there. Some of that is still going to be coming forward here, hopefully at the July 16th meeting. But we did get the bid pack 1 authorized, so you'll start to see some dirt move up there and some of that grading work get done. And then we'll be looking at bid package number 2 in July, which is really kind of the construction of the field site. Still yet to be determined. We're still working on the design of kind of the buildings and the plaza area that would serve the facility.
Okay.
We're looking at some design alternatives there, and so that'll come back as bid pack number 3. But right now, that's kind of that base project that we're looking at, and the council will have to consider any upgrades that they want to do to that building and plaza. So, yeah, big project. Has been a lot of moving pieces to get this lined up and get going, but probably by late July, August, we'll kind of have all those details firmed up, and the project will be fully underway. So
2 points on it. All turf fields, is that
all
correct?
turf fields,
So that
4
will-
turf fields up there. Yeah, and we've been reviewing kind of some of the design considerations. They've come up with some pretty neat alternatives in this. They have a material called Cool Play that you put in the base of the turf field project that really brings the temperature of the fields down, because that can be a consideration
Sure.
for these types of facilities. And then whether you sew in the field lines or you have them painted on, those are things that we're working through, those details of that.
Okay.
And so a few more design considerations to go, but yeah, this project's starting to move, so it's
And I
going to be
should
an exciting one.
Clarify, you mentioned moving dirt over to the Hy-Vee site. So
Right.
just so people understand what that means you're just moving dirt to this land, but
Yeah.
there's no Hy-Vee that's going to be popping out of the ground right away, correct?
Not to our knowledge. We have
Okay.
not heard that they are proceeding, this season with construction there. However, their plans are still, they still have approved plans and a development agreement for that site. And we do anticipate that they will move forward with that store. They own own the real estate there, so they're fully invested here in Maple Grove with not only that north site but also the site down at Bass Lake and 101. So we'll just stay tuned to see when they're going to pull the trigger on that. But yeah, this is part of that site development for them as well.
Timing up in the air, but the dirt will be there ready for them when they're ready.
It will be.
Very good.
Yes.
All right. Next item was Veterans Memorial Project, and this is something that takes us back quite a few years.
Yeah.
Again, give us a little background of the partner that's working with you on this and what will be the final project.
Yeah, so this is a project that's city partnered with, or the Beyond the Yellow Ribbon program really partnered with the city, I should say, on this, taking the lead on a Veterans Memorial that recognizes kind of all the conflicts that the U.S. has been involved with, and then there'll be an opportunity to recognize any fallen soldiers from Maple Grove as well as service members. There's an opportunity to buy pavers, that kind of thing.
Nice.
So really great design. There's information available on our website about that. But this was sort of the council putting support behind this project. The Beyond the Yellow Ribbon program has raised $100,000 towards this $250,000 project. So this is the city contributing $100,000, and then the Beyond the Yellow Ribbon program would raise the remaining $50,000. This will be constructed at Central Park. It was part of the master plan for that facility, the entire Central Park facility that envisioned this memorial piece kind of at what will be the southwest corner of the park. So exciting to see this one move forward, and I think the Beyond the Yellow Ribbon program is very happy to now be able to kind of move towards getting the project in place and get the pavers sold and kind of finish that up. So it's going to be an exciting project to look forward to.
And as Heidi mentioned, still opportunity to donate. So if you'd like to find out more information to help raise that other $50,000, I'm sure Beyond the Yellow Ribbon would be happy to talk with you.
Absolutely.
Let's move ahead to community development. Again, in the middle of the agenda from the meeting on the 18th. Village Arbor Lakes Retail. We have the ongoing filling of that area. Give us an update of this discussion. Yeah,
so this is kind of a standalone retail building just west of the existing kind of two strip buildings there. Standalone retail, so one tenant envisioned for this building, kind of a smaller building. Really nice architecture on this one. The Dorian Companies wasn't able to share with us the tenant of this building. It's an existing business here in Maple Grove, so we'll find out soon who's coming to town or who's moving here in town. But yeah, so this is just a standalone retail building there, kind of a next phase of their development.
Okay.
Yep.
Other updates on community development items, things that might be coming up soon to the Planning Commission or to the Council. One is townhouse possibilities, Bass Lake Road and 101.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how it might fit into that mix at that corner.
Yeah, so this is kind of that northeast corner of that intersection there. Kind of a mixed use vision for that corner. So this is actually kind of a change to the plan that's being proposed. So probably a little bit more discussion about this one in terms of more housing than I think we might have envisioned for that corner. So we'll see as that comes through Planning Commission and City Council how we kind of work through that. But yeah, more housing out there at kind of that 10 and Bass Lake Road corner.
Okay. Another area looking for some planning is 105th Avenue. Tell us about the master plan talk there that's going to be coming up.
Yeah, so we've kicked off the master planning process for kind of that area north of 610, east of 94, between 101st and 105th, all the way over to Fernbrook. Really looking at that area for doing some master planning in terms of how development will unfold up in that area. We do see some development pressure occurring today, and so we want to be prepared for that. And so we envision probably by the end of the year here we'll be wrapping up some of that master planning work and have one of the big elements up there is defining. There's a park service area that we develop a neighborhood park up there. So what are the components of that? What's its location? How does it fit into the overall plan? Some road connections, a lot of natural resources up there with some heavily wooded areas as well as some wetlands. And so taking a look at all those areas within that master planning effort as well.
And my guess is this is something that was part of the discussion in the comp plan as well. So this has been talked about just a little bit.
Yep, this is kind of that next step of the comp plan. So comp plan's out for comment. So now we're really kind of looking at those areas that we're going to see growth in the next 3 to 5 years, even up to that 10-year time frame, and trying to advance some master planning in those areas.
Very good.
Yep.
Couple other items coming up in community development. One is massage ordinance. This is something that again has been talked about, and it sounds like ready to come back.
Yeah, so we've been doing some work on making some amendments to our massage ordinance, kind of a cooperative effort between community development and the police department. Sometimes have some enforcement issues dealing with the massage business in town, and so this ordinance will give us some additional tools to deal with some of those issues, and we're going to be meeting with all of the massage businesses in town to kind of talk about some of the changes that we're making, and so yeah, this one will come forward to the council in the coming weeks as well.
Very good. Yep. Final item to talk about. You've seen a lot of work going on there, the Park 81 along County 81. This is the next step of the process. Now we're going to talk some buildings, right?
Yeah, they're coming in for their first building. So this is the development stage plan for that first. These are kind of bigger, more heavier industrial type use buildings.
Right.
If you go by the site today, you'll probably see they're doing some interesting site preparation work up there. It's called dynamic compaction. So a lot of the material that's on that site underground is really kind of concrete and rebar. And so this is an option to prepare that site for construction that doesn't require full excavation of all that material. Interesting process to watch happen. So if you're up there, take a look.
All right, that's community development, some of the things coming. Let's hop over to engineering public works for a minute. A couple things related to transportation that people might want to hear about. Tell us about a couple roads in town that are being looked at or future planning as well. Yeah, so
a few things that are under consideration. We have been working with MnDOT. They are proposing to advance some work on kind of what's called an unbonded overlay project on the 94 main line, which really is from the Fish Lake split all the way to Rogers. This work would provide for basically kind of the reconstruction of 94 and additional lane capacity in both directions. So that's a big win for 94. We need that additional capacity out there. So we're working with MnDOT on that project. Kind of the 2020-2021 time frame for that. In addition, the Brockton interchange likely would get constructed at that same time in coordination with this project. So more information to come. We anticipate MnDOT will be in front of the council at their August 6th meeting to talk about that project. In addition, we're applying for some STP funding, which is a program, a transportation program available through Met Council for that 610 completion project. So we continue to pursue funding on that front as well.
Very good.
Yep.
And one final note, under administration, the process continues on for a new HR director.
Yeah.
Give us an update on that.
Yeah, so we had some internal interviews with the director's team last week and interviewed, I think, about 8 candidates. So that went really well. So we're bringing 3 of those forward to the City Council, and they'll be conducting those interviews the evening of June 28th.
Very good.
Yep.
And a final note, which takes us into our other notes coming up in the city, is the last note on the council meeting was that there will not be a next council meeting, which is a normal process during the month of July, correct?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the month.
Yeah, so July 2nd, we've canceled that City Council meeting for July. So our next meeting will be Monday, July 16th, and then of course city offices will be closed on the 4th of July holiday as well.
Okay, and speaking of the holiday too, if you're a bus rider, you might wonder what's changing in the service, and Heidi has the answer. What is changing?
So regular bus service on Tuesday, July 3rd. A few additional buses leaving downtown earlier in the afternoon.
Makes sense,
if you want to escape early, there will be some options for you there. And then there's no transit service on the 4th of July holiday from Maple Grove in observance of the holiday.
Very good.
Yep.
Recruitment note for you here. If you're interested in possibly being a firefighter, they're always looking, correct?
Yep. So we are going through a recruitment process right now. Applications are accepted through August 3rd, and you can go to maplegrovefire.info for any of the details about that.
All right, and another event coming up in the city. It's hard to think we're talking about August already, but National Night Out is August 7th, but now is the time for people really to get together. What should neighbors do?
Yeah, so we have our neighborhood block captains. You know, if your neighborhood isn't organized and you're thinking about that, we'd love to hear from you and get in touch with Todd Strigi and our police department about that. But if your neighborhood is organized, I guess, you know, kind of do some outreach and start to plan for your neighborhood party. So Tuesday, August 7th, we do, you know, kick that off during the day with the big gathering at the community center. Encourage people to come out for that. Right. And then, of course, you know, the police, fire, city council, we invite all of our elected officials from the state level and the county county to come out and the school district to come out and join us that evening. And so we have groups that go around to all the block parties, and
Fun.
you know, we're edging up close to 200 block parties. So this is quite an effort, and the city does a great job with this event. So it's a big day.
Fantastic. It
And
is.
this Kalo, our canine, will be with us this year for National Night Out. So that's another nice new element of this year's event.
Well, there you go. Who needs
Yep.
more reasons now to have a party than might get to see Kalo out there?
Yes.
Let's talk about the farmers market. The season is underway. How did things go for week one, and what's coming up?
Yeah, it was a good evening. I think they had to wrap a little bit early because there was lightning in the area, so we've got people out there a little bit early, but I think they had a successful run. So we're outside every Thursday, 3 to 7, now through October. Lots of, you know, now we're into the season where there's lots of new produce items coming on board every week, and so encourage people to come out and enjoy.
All right, Community Center parking lot. Make sure you stop by there. Speaking of the Community Center, for those that like to swim,
Yep.
you have an outdoor opportunity
Yes.
if the weather cooperates.
Yeah, outdoor pool is open daily through Labor Day. You know, we have different programs there. On Wednesdays, they have some programs for the kids during the day, and then you just get a wristband at the front counter of the community center and get into the pool. Yep.
Very good. All
Yep.
right. Another exercise opportunity, this mostly for the younger ones. The
Yeah.
skate park is up and running as well.
Yeah, skate park's open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. So skateboarders, scooters, inline skates, and BMX bikers, and that park's available there, kind of on the community center campus, just kind of on the west end of the parking lot there.
All right, and
Yep.
a note for people too that park is unsupervised too.
Right,
So again,
right.
you might want to make
At
sure
your
some
own risk kind of a
parents
thing.
are out there as well.
Yes.
Let's talk about pop-up rec. This is
Yeah.
a neat concept. What are you hoping to do? Where are some of the locations?
Yeah, so we're bringing some of our rec programming to the parks in just kind of a pop-up form, a little bit more unstructured. So Central Park from 4 to 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, June 27th, and then 3 Wednesdays in July, 11th, 18th, and 25th, and then August 1st, 8th, and 15th. So that's Central Park. And then Weaver Lake Park, again, same time frame, 4 to 6 p.m. On Thursdays, June 28th, July 12th, 19th, 26th, August 2, 9, and 16. So great opportunity. Our staff is out there. They're doing things like kickball, capture the flag, bocce ball, and many more things. So just kind of bringing some rec programming, informal rec programming to our park locations.
And again, the price is right. It
Yeah,
is
it's free.
so make sure you take advantage.
Yep.
Now let's move up to the senior citizens or older adults. They
Yep.
might enjoy pickleball, and you
Yeah.
have some places to play.
Yeah, so the outdoor courts at Lakeville Knolls Park and Central Park, I think, are real busy this time of the year. And then, of course, if we have inclement weather, we always have the courts at the community gymnasium at the middle school.
All right, and if
Yep.
you get a little warm at Central Park playing pickleball, you might want to walk over to the fountain area, and they're running now.
They are. Fountains are open 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. And they have, of course, you know, the playground, the labyrinth, all
Yeah.
those types of things are there, you know, for you to enjoy as well on a daily basis.
All right, let's keep the theme of summer fun going here. Let's talk about Town Green. A
Right.
lot happening there. Give us a little preview of what's coming up the next few weeks.
Yeah, so band shell concerts are on 7 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then we have the kids entertainment on Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. We'll kick off the movie series in kind of the same week as Maple Grove Days, July 13th. Coco will be the movie that night. So all the events, all the concerts are free, family friendly. The schedule of bands is on our website, so go check it out and make a trip to the Town Green.
Very good.
Yep.
Let's hop ahead to item here at the bottom. Speaking of fun in the summer, Maple Grove Days is coming up. That is July 11th through the 15th. And again, I think some of the activities are starting pretty soon here if
Yep.
people are interested in hunting.
Yeah, so the medallion hunt is underway,
Okay.
and there's a scavenger, or I guess that is the medallion hunt. It's in one of our 51 Maple Grove parks, and so
Good luck with that.
Yeah, so just one of the 51
Yeah.
locations. So yeah, the information is going to be coming out here. Information on the website about Maple Grove Days. It's coming up quick. It's the week, kind of the full week after the 4th of July. Parade Thursday night, coronation Friday night. All the events at the community center site in and around the city campus there on the Saturday. So lots to look forward to.
And we wanted to make a note too about transportation. We were talking
Yep.
buses early during the 4th of July, and again, Again, bus is key to get around Maple Grove and downtown, but
Yep.
for here, people want to get around Maple Grove days. Same as always in the past, there's lots
Yep.
of ways to get around.
Same program, so you can
Okay.
park at the transit center there at Arbor Lakes and pick up a bus and get to the community center and up and down Main Street. So yeah, same program as in the
Great.
past
All
years.
right, we'll see you for Maple Grove days. Couple final notes here. Tree stewards, we've talked about this a few times. Looking for people in the city
Yeah.
to volunteer and help with trees. How can they do that?
Yeah, so we have a training coming up on July 17th and 19th. The training takes about 6 to 8 hours, and then you can get out and do this type of work in the community. You'll learn about planting, pruning, watering, as well as identifying and reporting areas of concern about our trees here in Maple Grove. So great opportunity. Marilyn Arnland on our city staff, who's of course retiring
Yes.
here in the
Right.
coming weeks, but you certainly can give a call up to the city hall and we'll get you connected with this program.
Great,
Yep.
great opportunity in town. Final note is if you like to take pictures, the city of Maple Grove would like you to maybe send some of those pictures to
Yep.
the city. Tell us about the contest, how that works.
Yeah, photo contest is open now through July 18th, and we do that all online through our website. You submit the photos that way as well, all electronically. Judging takes place in August, and then we do have recognition at a city council meeting, and so we do encourage people, particularly during Maple Grove Days. It's a great opportunity
Yeah.
to get out and get some great shots of the city and people and places, and so encourage people to participate in that photo contest. We use those pictures in all of our publications
Right.
on our website, Facebook page, so you might see your pictures being showcased in one of our publications as well.
Yes, you'll be famous. And
Yes.
lots of different categories too,
Yep.
even categories for the youth, I understand. So
Yep.
again, get out there and take those pictures. Heidi, thank you very much for the information.
you.
Again, a lot happening here in June, and let's tell you about the next meeting, which as we said earlier, is going to be a little while off. It'll be Monday, July 16th for the next council meeting, 7:30 at the Government Center. Website in the middle of the screen. We mentioned the number of things that you can find on the city's website, so go to maplegrovemn.gov to find out a lot more. And mention our viewer response line, 533-1710. Questions or comments about the program, we'd be happy to answer those. For Heidi Nelson, I'm Dave Kaiser. Thanks again for joining us.